Welcome back to Think Thrice problem solving. Today we're going to be solving a fun logic problem. So let's take a look at our problem. This one's a little bit longer than usual. So it says your friend brings you 3 presents. Each present is wrapped in a different color. One is red, one is green, and one is blue. And I get to pick a present. All right, but you're told 2 presents have a tasty treat inside, while one of them will release a hideous odor. Your friends allow you to point to a present and ask a single yes/no question. Your friends will then answer according to the following rules. 1. If you point to a present with a tasty treat inside, they will answer your question truthfully. If you point to the present that releases the terrible smell, they will answer your question randomly, saying either yes or no. So our riddle is, what question should you ask to know for sure you could select a present with a tasty treat? So go ahead and pause the video and take a few minutes trying to solve this on your own. I will assure you that there is an answer that will get you the correct solution. If you'd like to just see the solution, then let's go ahead and think through this a little bit. So the reason this is tricky is because of this second rule here. So the fact that it's randomly saying either yes or no, it's a terrible smell. That institution of randomness kind of makes us think that this might not be solvable. So let's see what happens. So if I was to just ask them, is this a treat? If it is a treat, they'll say yes. They'll answer honestly that it's a treat. But if it's not a treat, they'll answer randomly, so they might say yes, or they might say no, and I really have no idea whether it is or isn't, so really I'm still picking randomly between 3 different treats. Same if I was to say, is this not a treat? That would also be a relatively worthless question to ask, because if it is a treat, then they would say no, but if it's not a treat, then they would either say yes or no randomly. So if I ask if it's not a treat and they say yes, then I would know that it is definitely not a treat. But if they answer no, I would still have no idea which of the 3 presents was a treat. So I might get lucky there, but I wouldn't really know for sure, and it wouldn't be a surefire way to get my solution. So this really is a tricky one, but if you think about it for a few minutes, hopefully you were able to come up with your solution. So my solution is to point to the red box. So we're going to point to this guy, and we're going to ask if either the red box or the green box contains the terrible smell. So I'm pointing to the red box and I'm saying, does either the red or the green have a terrible smell? So let's look at what happens in this scenario. So let's say the friends say yes. So if the friends say yes, then if red is a treat, that's the one I'm pointing to, then the friends are telling me the truth. That means that green must have a terrible smell, because I'm pointing at the red and saying, do either the red or the treat have the red or green have a terrible smell? If the red is not a treat, then the friends randomly said yes, which means that red has a terrible smell. So I could still be safe in choosing the blue, because I know the blue must then be a treat because only one of them is a terrible smell. So if my friends say yes, then I've assured myself that no matter what, I can choose a package that has a treat inside. But what happens if the friends say no? So if the friends say no, so if the red is a treat, then that means that my friends are telling the truth, which would mean that blue has a terrible smell, because if neither red nor green has a terrible smell, then it must be blue. But if red is not a treat, then the friends randomly said no, and I know that red has a terrible smell. So once again, I've eliminated 2 possibilities, so I know that my green would be safe either way if they said no. So by pointing to the red, box and asking if either the red or the green contains a terrible smell, if they say yes, I choose blue. if they say no, I choose green. And no matter what, one of those options will be a treat based on what they say previously. So I hope you enjoyed this little logic problem. I'd like to hear if you came up with some other solution to the problem besides one that I posited. If you do have a problem, whether it's mathematics or logic related that you'd like me to solve, please feel free to submit. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And as you're thinking through these problems, always remember to think thrice.